Hello everyone, my name is Mike, and this is the Bored Cyborg. Today I'm going to do something a bit different, and that is show you guys what I've picked up in the previous couple weeks when it comes to films or games or anything that I pick up that I think is cool and want to show you. So some weeks I pick up more than other weeks, so I'm not going to do this weekly, but I'll do them essentially when I accrue enough items to really talk about and get a full episode out of. And it is getting warmer out now, so I'm going to start hitting thrift shops and pawn shops more, as well as flea markets, where I find tons of good deals on movies because people give them away, essentially. So let's get into what I have picked up. Now, some of these are not going to blow you away. They're not super rare. Some things just look interesting to me. I pick up anything that looks interesting that's $1. And some random things that I need for the Blu-ray collection or grew up with, I'll describe them as I go along, but just keep in mind that nothing sometimes I don't get anything that's really going to blow you away. So it's just stuff that interests me and hopefully interests you guys. So the first thing I picked up was at a local flea market, which is less than 5 minutes from my home, and it's fantastic because they always have new movies, well, new old movies that are dirt cheap. So the first thing I picked up for $1 on Blu-ray, sealed, is Black Sheep. This is a 90s comedy from the SNL crew. David Spade's in it, Chris Farley. I'm a big fan of Chris Farley, so I do want to own all of his work. And I didn't have this on DVD or Blu-ray. And as a kid who grew up in the 90s, I am a fan of this film. Not my favorite Chris Farley film. I love Beverly Hills Ninja. I know I'm in the minority on that. Glad to have it on Blu-ray now. So that's the first thing I picked up. Blu-ray of Black Sheep for $1. The next thing I picked up, same flea market, was a little double feature of Pierce Brosnan films, Detonator and Detonator 2. Now, I have seen the first Detonator. It's got Patrick Stewart, Pierce Brosnan. I'm a huge Pierce Brosnan fan. That's why I try to collect all of his films. There are some underrated ones like Livewire, which I want to talk about at some point. But Detonator, the first one, not that great. It's trying to be Die Hard or Speed, and it just falters and fails. It is a TV movie, but it's just kind of boring. And I'm hoping the second Detonator, Detonator 2, Night Watch, is a little better. Well, judging by the cover, Brosnan already has better facial hair and hairdo here, so I'm assuming that one's going to be better. Yeah, look at that shit. It's a fucking man. So these films obviously came out before GoldenEye, and they're part of the set of films that I consider the Pierce Brosnan audition tape for Bond. Detonator is one of those films. You know, Remington Steele obviously is a TV show. Livewire is another one of those. So I'm hoping the second one is a little better than the first, but I picked this up for $1. I'm going to sell my other copy. And, yeah, Detonator 1 and 2. In good shape, $1. The next one was a total blind buy. It's an old Western called Convict Stage. The case is a little beat up, and I got to get some of the stickers off. This is from 1965. There's really not much information on it out there. I read one review, and it was 2 words: it sucked. And so I'm not expecting too much. I don't even know the actors in this. Harry Lauder, I know that name. Donald Barry, Jody Mitchell, directed by Leslie Salander. No fucking idea. No, I don't know anything about this film. It's an old Western from the 60s, and I tend to pick those up when I see them, especially if I haven't heard of them. So, we'll see. I don't know. The next one I picked up for $1 as well was the Brothers Grimsby. I haven't seen this film. I think it's also known as Grimsby. It's starring and written by Sacha Baron Cohen. I'm a huge fan of Sacha Baron Cohen. Going back to the Ali G show. I love Borat. I even like Bruno. I love his new show, Who is America, on Showtime. It's fantastic. I love his style of comedy, the political satire comedy that includes live performances and pranks. I absolutely love it, and he's always got something to say, and he says it abrasively, and it pisses a lot of people off, and I fucking love it. Freedom of speech, baby. And so, The Brothers Grimsby is not one of those documentaries type live-action prank things, but it's a feature film. It's a comedy. This is a new one. This is an action comedy, so I'm looking forward to it. It's also got Mark Strong in it, so $1, had to pick it up because it's Sacha Baron Cohen, and I own a lot of his work, if not all of it at this point. So, looking forward to checking that one out. The next film I got another really weird old noir. Again, I just pick up things that look interesting, especially if they're cheap. I can't help myself. This is why I have 70 billion movies. This one's called Without Warning. So it's not the 1980 prototype Predator film starring Martin Landau. This is a film from 1952 called Without Warning, and it's a noir, and that's all I know about it. So if you know something about this and it's any good, let me know. It's in the collection. I tend to pick up things that look pulpy and weird like this. So got that for $1 at a record shop that I frequent. Same thing actually for this one. I got this at the same record shop for $1. He does $1 a disc, $1 a Blu-ray. Sets are $3 regardless of what it is. So I have made a killing. He knows me by name, and I go in about once a month at this point because he always has something new. Funny story. All of these movies he got were actually from an old bookstore I used to work at. He ended up buying all the merchandise from them. So when they closed down. So that's kind of cool. So it's full circle. The next film I picked up was from the same batch from the record store. This one's called The Devil's Keep. I know even less about this than I do about Without Warning. This is a 90s film. Looks like it's an American film that takes place during Nazi Germany. So World War II. And I don't know shit else about it. Besides what's on the back here. Millions in hidden Nazi gold. Murder in a CIA conspiracy. More than one man bargained for. What a tagline. Really gets me going. Directed by Don Gronquist. So I don't know who that is. Yeah, The Devil's Keep. Check it out at some point. The next film I picked up is a film that I thought I had on DVD but didn't. Arlington Road. Now, I usually tend to get this one mixed up with Blown Away, but Blown Away is the IRA Tommy Lee Jones awful accent bomb expert.
You shouldn't have done that, Dodd.
This is Arlington Road. This follows Jeff Bridges' character, who's just an everyday man, American guy living his life in the suburbs. And a guy moves in with his wife, and things start getting weird, and he thinks a conspiracy is going on, and just, it's one of those paranoid thrillers, and I think it's really great. It's got, like I said, it's got Jeff Bridges and Tim Robbins, two actors I'm quite fond of, and I haven't watched this in years and years. I saw it on Blu-ray at the record shop for $1, and I had to pick it up. Unfortunately, these stickers are really hard to get off, and I don't have any Goog on right now, so... But that's Arlington Road. Mark Pellington directed this. Not sure what he did off the top of my head, what else he did, but definitely got to check out Arlington Road again. It's been a long time. So the next film I got, same place, record store, $1, was a film that I've been looking at on Netflix for years and, wanting to see. It's called The Hunter, starring Willem Dafoe. I don't know much about this. Willem Dafoe plays this reclusive hunter who is hired to hunt down the last surviving member of a race of Tasmanian tigers, something along those lines. So the subject matter does interest me, and it also challenges me a little bit because I have mixed feelings about hunting, and obviously I have a lot of thoughts about our planet and the animals that inhabit it, including ourselves. So it's going to challenge me a bit, and that's why I got it. And it looks good. It looks like a solid action drama, a drama action film type of thing. So this one's directed by Daniel Nettheim, and I've not heard of him, but it looks damn good, and I had to pick it up. And it also has Sam Neill, so I love Sam Neill. I think he has a supporting role in this, so I will check out The Hunter at some point, but adding that to the Blu-ray collection. The next thing I got was by a director that I am very familiar with, Andrew Niccol. He has done a bunch of really cool science fiction films, most notably Gattaca. I think he's most known for Gattaca, and Gattaca's a great, underrated, strange science fiction movie. Gattaca was his debut, and it still holds up wonderfully. But the film that got me into his work was, I saw when I was much younger, probably around 13, 14, 15, something like that, teenager, was Lord of War, starring Nicolas Cage. This follows Nicolas Cage as a gun runner who goes into some of the most dangerous places in Africa to sell guns. Jared Leto's in it as his brother. A great drama with some thrilling moments, just edge of your seat suspense, and it really blew my mind. It was such a different sort of film that I had never seen anything like it, and I was so into crime films at that point, and a gun runner really interested in me, so especially Nick Cage as a gun runner. So Love Lord of War. He also did In Time, which is the Justin Timberlake sci-fi action film, which I thought was really great. A cool concept. And Andrew Niccol knows how to shoot sci-fi, and he knows how to write sci-fi. And Justin Timberlake wasn't bad as an action hero. I can't believe I just said that, but it's true. I didn't think he was that bad. He also did Simone, which is the one film of his that I haven't seen. More recently, he did The Host. Well, I haven't seen that one either, but I've heard it's atrocious. And then most recently, he did Anon, which is a Netflix sci-fi paranoid thriller that was very forgettable, starring Clive Owen. So it's a shame that the quality of his filmmaking is sort of dwindling in my eyes, but this is another recent one of his. A few years back, he released Good Kill, starring Ethan Hawke. And this interests me because it's a war film, but it's not your standard war film. It follows Ethan Hawke's character, who is a drone operator. So I'm sure it delves into the morality of operating a drone and killing people from that far of a distance. There's a great podcast called Hardcore History where Dan Carlin, who is the creator of it, talks about how much harder it is to kill an enemy that's you're face-to-face with. And the more space that's in between your enemy, the easier it becomes to kill said enemy. So bombing is easier than stabbing somebody in the throat. Easier in a sense of the word. Good Kill, following Ethan Hawke as a drone operator, is going to delve into that morality, and I'm really looking forward to it. And the desensitization of killing people that you'll never ever see, you've never seen, you just see them from an overhead view, and Andrew Niccol tackling something like that which is pseudo sci-fi. 10 years ago it would be science fiction, or 15, 20 years ago it'd be science fiction, but now it's reality, and it's scary, man. Drone warfare is a scary thing, and I can't wait to see Niccol's take on it. So that's Good Kill, Ethan Hawke, Andrew Niccol film. Can't wait to see that. And the last film I picked up at a Goodwill, I believe, for 69 cents, and that is one of the few Peckinpah films that I don't own. I haven't seen many Peckinpah films, but what I have seen I love. Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia is one of my favorites of his. The Getaway is phenomenal with Steve McQueen. And so I had to pick up Junior Bonner when I saw it. Steve McQueen, 1972, Sam Peckinpah Western. Don't know much else about it, but that's how I like to go into my films. Not knowing much about them and just being surprised. So that's Junior Bonner. Don't have much to say about it, but add it to the Western, Sam Peckinpah, Steve McQueen collections. And last but certainly not least, in fact, this might be my favorite pickup out of the stuff that I've picked up recently here, and that is The Taking of Deborah Logan on Blu-ray. This is a Region B Blu-ray. I'm a huge fan of this film. It hits home because of the Alzheimer's theme, the Alzheimer's in possession. Anybody who has somebody that has suffered from Alzheimer's will really be creeped out and uncomfortable watching this film. It's one of the best found footage films, for one. It is a found footage horror film, but don't let that deter you. Trust me, it has one of the creepiest scenes of recent memory, probably one of the most disturbing scenes I have ever seen in a horror film. And it's got multiple of those, in fact, and it's intense, it's scary, and the lead performance by I gotta find out her name. I'm sorry, I don't know her name. Deborah Logan is played by Jill Larson. Her performance is transcendental. It's fantastic. You truly believe that this woman is suffering from something. And that's the beauty of the film. You don't know. Is it Alzheimer's? Is it demon possession? Is it both? Is it none? Is it insanity? Watch the film. Deborah Logan is amazing. And how I acquired this, as you can see, this is brand new. I didn't pick this up at a flea market or a thrift shop. I learned that my DVD with the slipcover was going for... I sold it for $40 on eBay. It's out of print. It's going for a shit ton. And we never got a Blu-ray in this country. So I sold that for $40, ended up shipping it with all the fees. Came to like 30, picked this up for 18. So I made $12 buying this on Blu-ray. And that's how I do shit. And that's why I have so many films, is because I do it. I collect in a very smart way. This is an example of that. So I'm so glad to have this on Blu-ray. I love this movie. Can't wait to watch it again in HD. And that is it, folks. That is a quick overview of the items that I've picked up in the last couple weeks, and I will do this, like I said, as things accrue. Now, if you enjoyed this video and want to see more videos like it, please let me know in the comments below, as well as giving the video a thumbs up. That'll signify to me that you guys did enjoy me talking about the films I've picked up, showing you what I've got, where I got it, how much I got it for. and it'll show me that you guys enjoyed it, and I can continue doing these, undoubtedly. These are easier to do because they're unscripted, so I love doing this, love talking about these movies. And also, if you're new to the channel and want to see more videos like this one, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, as well as the little bell for notifications. I do What I've Watched videos, which is essentially a video catalog of what I've watched in the previous week, and my main thing that I do on the film that take the most time, that I love doing, are my reviews and top 10s and top 5s. Anyways, I will see you guys next time. Bored Cyborg out. Motherfucker.